Hush up, boy.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 11th College Football Corner live show of the season. We've got a full house here tonight. We've got all three fellas in the house, me, Trent, and CJ. We're going to give you the Week 11 recap. We're going to recap some important games. We're going to also go over some important Week 12 games. And we're also going to be going over the college football playoff rankings and then going over the second College Football Corner official poll tonight. There was a lot of heat last week, so I've fixed up some of the rankings, but I can't guarantee that you're going to like it. So, without further ado, I'll ask you though first, Trent. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Cooper. How are you?
Oh, stop! Don't ask me. I'm doing pretty good.
Just
Living life. Just wait on the right girl. CJ, how you doing?
I'm great. Trent's here. Finally. So
Okay.
Cooper's
Yeah,
still waiting on
finally. Hey, he didn't make his picks last week though. So we'll get him this week though, maybe. We'll get his picks this week by the end of the show, maybe. Anyway, we will now talk about some important games from last week. We're first going to talk about probably the most watched game from last week. I'm talking about Indiana at Penn State, 24-21. I'll start us off, and then I'll ask Trent and CJ if they have any comments on it. But this was a really unexpected outcome from what was a really dominant Indiana team the first, I guess, 9 games of their season. Even against Oregon, they really dominated them. And so this was a very unexpected outcome. But, I mean, you had some warning signs going into this, definitely with how talented Penn State's roster was and them being at home. This was kind of a trap game, it felt like, for Indiana with how talented Penn State was. And you saw that throughout the game. You saw Penn State's defense, how they were able to manage Fernando Mendoza, and how well Nick Singleton was able to play throughout the game. He had that big chunk run that really got them back in this game. I'll start out, though, with Indiana and that incredible final drive that they had to win the game. They were down 21-17 with 2 minutes to go. It was a big final drive, and I didn't expect it out of them. And that final catch there from out of Fernando Mendoza's hand, that was an incredible throw. A lot of just this had possibly game of the year implications. Omar Cooper with an amazing final catch, a toe tap catch to win it, and this had everything you wanted in a game. But I think if you want to look and see how this game was won, you got to look at the middle 8 of this game. 2 turnovers from Penn State in the middle 8 of this game. The middle 8 being the final 4 minutes in the first half, and the first 4 minutes in the second half. It was really huge because Penn State had 2 turnovers there, and that ended up being what got Indiana a big lead of 20-7, and really kind of gave them enough points to be able to have that final drive touchdown and keep them in the game. It was just a huge lapse of I don't know what the word is, not judgment, but it was just a bad middle 8 from Penn State that ended up costing them the game, because the rest of the game they played really well. That big fourth quarter from Penn State ended up not being enough because of what they did in the middle of the game. So, but props, though, to Penn State. Ethan Grunkmeyer played an amazing game for being, I believe this is only his 3rd start of the year. And, I mean, still, though, this Penn State team, very talented. They still have Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, those guys, Trevor Pena, Khalil Dinkins had a pretty good game, 4 catches, 40 yards. Very solid game from Penn State defensively. Offensively, they played good in the second half, mostly 17 points. It was just the turnovers were really the thing that killed them in the middle of the game. And, this was a very uncharacteristic game from Indiana, but at the end of the day, they got the win. And especially in the playoff era where you have the top 4 teams getting buys, you needed this win. And it was huge for Indiana. And so this was a really impressive final drive and an impressive game for Indiana to fight. in a game where they easily could have lost and just said, okay, well, we can lose this game and still make the playoffs. They won this game, and it just showed how tough of a team they are.
I think this game did partially have a trap game written all over it, which is weird to say because how talented Penn State roster really is. But I think just the middle of the game is kind of where they just kind of fizzled out. But they played a great game overall and just kind of showed characteristics that they haven't showed throughout the whole season. So it was a great wake-up call for Penn State, especially with the firing of James Franklin. They kind of needed a game like this, even though they didn't win. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think this game really legitimizes Indiana. They never really laid down and just took it. They kept fighting back, and then that last drive obviously sealed it for them. So I think Indiana really is a real team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think you look at the box score. I mean, the box score doesn't tell you the game, but, I mean, Indiana got outgained from Penn State. Penn State played, honestly, the best they could have. Throwing the ball, rushing. They limited themselves to only 5 penalties, and they went 8 for 15 on third down. So they really did almost everything you would want from them, and they still ended up not having enough to beat Indiana. I think this just shows, even on an off day, Indiana is tough to beat, and I think that's something that people have been looking for from Indiana. And I think this was a really impressive win from them. And something else I want to point out of how tough a stretch this has been for Penn State. This is the 6th straight loss for Penn State, and this out of those 6 losses, 5 of those 6 have been one-possession games. So if you take just a couple plays, if you take the toe tap away from this game, if you take I didn't watch the Iowa-Penn State game, sue me, but if you add another 2 points to that game, they lost to Northwestern and Iowa by a combined 2 points. And you take a couple plays, this team is right in the playoff hunt still. I mean, it's crazy to say. James Franklin's probably still on the roster if he doesn't lose to UCLA, which, I mean, that's just saying something, but they only lost by 5. So this has been an insanely tough stretch for Penn State, and you gotta feel it for the fans. I mean, just thinking back to even last year at the Orange Bowl, throwing that pick and in the semifinals, I mean, just a rough stretch for this Penn State fan base and even the team, because most of the guys came back from last year. So tough going for them. But good win for Indiana, like we said. And shout out to Charlie Becker, 7 catches, 118 yards. He had a monster day. But shout out to him, the tight end for Indiana. But we will move on to arguably the game that was looked at probably the most heading into the week, BYU at Texas Tech, which ended up being a slaughter in Lubbock. Texas Tech ending up winning 29-7. This could have been a lot worse, honestly, if you watch this game. BYU bended but did not break on defense a lot of the times, and it ended up with a lot of field goals from this Texas Tech offense. But this really was just a horrible game from Penn State. Everything that they needed to do to win, they did not do. They lost the turnover margin. They did not run the ball. They did not hold they held Texas Tech, but they didn't hold them enough. And Bear Bachmeier did not do enough through the air. But it was just a really impressive game offensively and defensively from this Texas Tech team. And I felt like they kind of proved that they belong maybe in a spot of the top 4 buys. I think a lot of people have thought it's the two Big Ten, SEC, the winners of the conference championships and the losers. But I mean, Texas Tech is kind of showing why they maybe should belong. I mean, you look back to their loss against Arizona State. I believe they were playing their 3rd string quarterback in that game. This was really kind of a complete showing of their team, and that it looked really impressive. Obviously, against a BYU team that we had a lot of questions about, that kind of got answered in this game. But still, I think this Texas Tech team looked really, really solid. Baron Morton through the air was really good, 17 for 32, not too accurate, but he still got 219, 1 touchdown. Cameron Dickey, 23 carries, 121 yards. But it was just a really impressive showing, and it could have been a lot worse. Like I said, you look at it, field goal, touchdown, field goal, punt, punt, field goal, touchdown, punt, field goal. I mean, I believe about 4 field goals in red zone territory for Texas Tech. It was really just kind of an impressive performance from BYU's defense, in part because it could have been a lot worse. And I believe I watched some of the press conference from the end of this game where BYU players were kind of saying, if a couple plays went a different way, if we didn't turn the ball over as much, then this game could have went our way. And I was kind of thinking, if a couple plays didn't go your way, this game could have been 49-7. So shout out to BYU's defense, even though the rest of the team really didn't show up. LJ Martin only going 10 for 35, rushing the ball. It was just kind of a lackluster day from them. But that's all that I kind of got to say about this game. Anything y'all want to add?
Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of the Tennessee-Oklahoma game a couple weeks ago. Defense looks a lot better, improved, but the offense just so many turnovers, almost just kills every drive you start. So, and 10 carries for 35 yards is just not going to do anything, especially when you throw a pick. Yeah, that's just offensive performance. Killing a defensive performance that's not the way you're going to win any games.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was kind of the way that BYU needed to happen. Texas Tech's run defense, I believe, is the best in the nation. And so they needed to throw the ball through the air, and they just weren't able to do that in this game. Baron Bachmeier, a true freshman, wasn't able to live up to the expectations, which, I mean, he doesn't have to do it all.
All over for BYU. 3 turnovers, Texas Tech 0. So, can't win games.
You're muted.
You're muted, CJ. We kind of heard him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would like to move on now to 2 games that I'm going to kind of talk about side by side. And then we'll kind of go on to our college football playoff rankings section. But 2 big results in the ACC that has kind of dismantled the conference, honestly, looking at college football playoff implications wise. And I really want to toot my horn on this game because I kind of predicted it last week. Wake Forest beats Virginia 16-9. Who could have predicted it? I maybe said something bad about Virginia about 10 times last live show. But this was kind of unfortunate. Chandler Morris did go down this game, and Virginia really was not able to get a whole lot going on offense, which is kind of how they were able to get out of these games. And so Wake Forest being able to win this game, I mean, you look at it, Robbie Ashford, 7 for 16, 46 yards. Deshaun Purdy, who is the backup quarterback for Wake Forest, 2 for 7, 18 yards. A combined 9 for 23, 64 yards through the air for Wake Forest. And they still won the game. And they only had 139 rushing yards in this game. Their lead rusher had 75 off of 25 carries. He averaged 3 yards. This was just a really lackluster performance from this Virginia team. And I predicted it. I think this was just this was at home. Under the circumstances, they did lose Chandler Morris in this game. But, I mean, they didn't look a whole lot different from what I thought they looked like before. So you'll have to see if they're still in my rankings or not. I'm not going to tell you yet. But this kind of takes them doesn't take them out of the ACC championship race because when they lost to NC State, that was not a conference game. So they are 5-1 in the ACC rankings. They are 5-1. That's their record in the ACC. They're still kind of tied atop. I believe there's 4 or 5 teams tied at the top with 1 loss. I mean, obviously that'll get kind of played out over the next couple of weeks because a lot of those teams play each other. But really a mess up top in the ACC. And then we go to Cal at Louisville. Louisville was my highest ranked ACC team, and they lose. Lost in overtime. So they lose 29-26, and this was again another kind of weird game. gonna struggle saying Jaron Kiowa Sagapalutele. That's the quarterback for Cal. 30 for 47, 323, 2 touchdowns. Really good game from him. Miller Moss, okay game, 20 for 38, 203, 1 interception. This was just a really weird game. They didn't have Isaac Brown this game. So Kajon Brown rushed for him, and he did pretty well for them. 14 carries, 136 yards. But this was just another lackluster game from Louisville. They got off to an okay start, and then they started to turn the ball over and kept Cal in this game. And so just a kind of – this kind of takes them out of the ACC rankings. They're 4-2 now, so they have 2 losses. So they're behind. This kind of takes them out of the college football playoff. So a lot of mess in the ACC right now. CJ Trent, any comments on what's going on in the ACC right now?
I hope Duke wins the ACC.
We would get a bunch of playoff controversy if Duke wins the ACC, but honestly, I think I'm kind of turning into like an ACC hater. There's just a bunch of bad football in the ACC, and I think it's just a bunch of okay teams who are all kind of around the same skill level, and it's just an anybody can win type of thing, week in and week out.
I'm gonna step on some toes here, but kind of sounds like the SEC.
Well, the SEC is still
a lot of similar.
Well, yeah, because
level
I mean
teams
the
playing
SEC
in the
is
same league.
obviously a more skilled conference with more skilled teams. You have the same kind of thing happening with everybody's around the same skill level, but compared to the ACC, I think every SEC team pretty much dominates the ACC.
That's why we play the game, CJ.
You literally just all right.
Looking at the
You
ACC
just compared the two,
standings,
right? So I just
looking at the ACC standings, you got Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, and SMU all tied at 5-1 in the conference, and then you got Duke right below them at 4-1 in the conference. So all 5 of them pretty much tied. 2 of them being unranked teams with 3 or more losses. Obviously, it'll play out, but I mean, this is just—it's a log.
I mean, there's not an ACC team that's in the top 12 right now. Nobody's getting a playoff bid besides the conference championship winner.
What's the ACC's record against the SEC this year?
Let's look it up. SEC has a 10-3 winning record in the ACC.
I mean,
I'm not arguing the ACC is better than the SEC.
you just said it kind of sounds like the SEC.
You just described it the same.
No, I didn't. I said there's a bunch of okay teams who are all around the same skill level. The SEC is a bunch of really good teams who are all around the same skill level.
I'm just trying to, provoke some conversation.
No, that's just rage bait. That was just bad rage bait.
No, okay, whatever. Well, with all this playoff talk, let's get to the college football playoff rankings that were revealed last night. I'll let y'all get them pulled up here. But looking at them right now, not a whole lot of change in the top 5. No change at all in the top 5, even after Indiana struggled with.
Why don't you put it on the screen?
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. Hold on. Here it is, right here. It is the rankings on the left right here. Those are the.
I ain't seen them.
All right. Those are the rankings on the left. Those are the ones that are the college football playoff rankings. Try to see if I can. Okay. All right. So looking at them here, what do y'all see? Anything that y'all would like to mention here for the college football playoff rankings?
I do want to touch on one thing you said last week. I think. Oh, wait, I'm muted. Yeah, but I'd say how we talked about how Indiana's game against Penn State was going to be really dependent for them moving up to number one, and how it just the exact opposite happened, and they almost lost. So honestly, I would say they deserve to move down a spot, but like I can see like how we have a set number 1 and 2 now, how we can't really make the argument for 1 and 2 anymore.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think this was a test for Indiana. I mean, if they wanted to be number one, that they could have came in there 156-0, and I would have still had them at number one. But I mean, this kind of just, I mean, it's not really a proven way because they haven't played, but it's kind of an indirect way because they played last week, they played this week. They did play on the road.
Back-to-back weeks play the same opponent.
Yeah.
I think that's like the
I mean, there's a lot of different factors, but I do agree with you there. I think that's a kind of good way to justify it. I do think Texas Tech getting moved up over Ole Miss is pretty acceptable. I mean, for right now, just with their win, I think Oregon moving up, I think that's acceptable. You know, Texas where they are, I mean, that's kind of where they have to be. I feel like you'll see where I have them in my rankings, but this is a prove-it game they have against Georgia this coming week. I feel like
what shows a pity on Notre Dame.
I was just about to say that.
Okay.
Because I would say Notre Dame has stayed diligent the whole season. 2 early losses, and then now they've won out since, which is what they've had to do to get their playoff spot. And I think them being at 9 is just fine.
I think it's very interesting. I think they kind of got lucky with how the schedule has played out for them. I think as being an independent, I think it's kind of weird because if you put the Miami and Texas A&M games right now, I feel like, and if they lost them, they'd be out of the rankings. I think they got kind of lucky with where their 2 hard games were. Because if you look at the rest of their schedule, it really hasn't been anything. So I think it's very smart.
I honestly think if Notre Dame and Miami played now, Notre Dame wins.
I mean, yeah, that's debatable, but I mean, honestly, Notre Dame hasn't played anybody. So I mean, you know, it's like we'll see though against Pitt this week. I think Pitt's their final ranked opponent that they're playing because they play Stanford and who they play. They play Syracuse and then Stanford after Pitt. So like. I think it's I don't know if it was strategic that they put Texas A&M and Miami at the start of the season, but all I'm saying is if they played them right now, I mean, obviously because they would have lost right here, they would have got dropped down. But it's just kind of like it's a tough situation to rank them because you really don't know what to do with them. But I think this Pitt game is going to reflect how they will be heading into the playoffs because I do think they will make the playoffs. I think they'll win out, but yeah, I think Notre Dame 9 is where you should put them because you look at all the other 2-loss teams. We shouldn't put Notre Dame down just because they lost their games or they started out 0-2 or whatever. What are your thoughts on Notre Dame, Trent?
I've never been a Notre Dame person. I hate how they're independent. It's just they played 2 real teams this year and they lost to both of them. Like you said, just the way the schedule lines up, it's just favorable. So I don't know. I think they're too high.
Yeah. We'll see how they get reflected in the college football corner rankings.
Okay.
I think looking down, I think BYU maybe dropped a little bit, too low. I get that this was the first real impressive team they played, and they really dropped the ball. But it was on the road. I think they've played very well against the teams that they played, even against Utah. I think having them just right above Utah is questionable. I think I don't know. I think it's tough, definitely. But, just looking at BYU and then looking at Texas, what is Texas – what has Texas done that has made them it's just – it's very questionable. I don't know. I think Texas I'm really intrigued to see what the Georgia game, how they look against Georgia this week, because even in the Vanderbilt game, they dropped the ball in the second half. So I really want to see if Texas can play a complete 60 minutes of football, because I think in every single game this year, they have not done that. So I think that's going to be something I'm looking forward to.
I would argue as well that BYU needs to be over Texas.
Yeah. And then I think Vanderbilt as well. I think you look last week, they almost dropped the ball against Auburn. I think Vanderbilt has looked really bad over the last couple of weeks. And I think people are kind of still I think they're still ranked this high just because everybody, including me, I want them in the playoff. I'm like, keep Vanderbilt high, but it's like, you look at what they've done, even against Missouri and LSU. Those those wins are looking not as good as we keep going on. I don't know.
Well, as long as Virginia was ranked as high as they were and they had very terrible wins, I think we can say the same for Vanderbilt, who's looked far better than Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
That last game of the year for them is going to be interesting.
It sure will.
That might be a play-in game. And you know who's going to be there? Us. So that might be an extra playoff game. Tennessee might not make it, but if Vanderbilt wins, that's a play-in game for them. Because I think they play Kentucky after that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think looking at the rest of it, I agree keeping Iowa in the rankings. That was something that I disagreed on, but then I kind of agreed on as the day has gone on. I think Iowa played a really good game against Oregon. They got them to play their style of football. We didn't cover it in the recap, but 18-16, Iowa lost that game. But that was a really close football game. That was a heck of a game as well, and Iowa almost won that one. So I think not dropping them out. I think if you look at Iowa, and I'll talk about them more in the rankings, but they've done okay this year. But Tennessee being in the rankings, Pittsburgh, I think, is on the up and up. If they beat Notre Dame, watch out for them, because I think they're going to be I don't think they're going to do it, but I think Pittsburgh's been on the up and up. And then, I don't really have any other things to talk about. Any of y'all have any other things to talk about for the college football playoff rankings? Okay. Well, let's get on to maybe what y'all have all been looking forward to. The Week 12 College Football Corner rankings for this week. This is a really this was really kind of for me, I kind of wanted to look at the rankings, just make sure they were all right. We're going to go through them here. Oh, a little spoiler. Anyway, these are kind of my baseline for the rankings. Who have you beaten them? How did you beat them? Who have you lost to, and how did you lose to them? Obviously, the eye test, I think, goes into this. Head-to-head, if there's two teams and I'm struggling on which one to go over, I kind of look on how they've looked, and then also the head-to-head and factor in when they played. And then record. I feel like record's a big, important part of it. I think, it's obviously dependent on your schedule, but also I think if you got one loss right now, you have a chance at maybe making the rankings. So, and then I kind of also included a conference rankings. I have the SEC at 1, Big Ten 2, Big 12 3, ACC 4, American 5, Mountain West 6, Sun Belt 7th, MAC 8th, Conference USA 9th. Just kind of to put into perspective on how I'm ranking these teams. So those are my kind of base rules.
We got somebody in the chat.
Oh, we got somebody in the chat? Okay, hold on. What's up, Austin? Ohio State.
Austin, what's good, brother?
Did you like
Austin 78?
Did Ohio State profile picture, did you like our most recent video? Ohio State's loudest moments. Go check that one out if you haven't already. But we'll be pumping more of those out. We'll get to that later on. But anyway, thanks for watching, Austin. I hope you're enjoying it. Anyway, here's 25 through 18. I have 3 Group of 5 teams bunched together from 25 to 23. James Madison, best in the Sun Belt right now. Their only loss, I believe, let me look, but I believe it was against Virginia. No. But they've been really good this year. Alonzo Barnett has played very solid. 8-1 right now. I think James Madison's doing okay. Last week, if you watched them, North Texas was 25. They're 24 due to how many teams have lost. Washington losing. Who else lost? Iowa lost, but they're still in here. There was a couple of drop-offs. Missouri lost. So North Texas moves up a spot, and USF moves up into the rankings. They beat North Texas, so I put them a spot ahead this week after their dominant win against UTSA. They lost the previous week to Memphis, so I had them out of there. But now that they beat UTSA, I put them back in. I think they're at the top of the AAC. But I do think, who knows? We'll see.
Hey,
I think they're the
just to be clear, you meant to put 3 G5 teams in the top 25.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you really think they're the top?
Yeah, I just want to know why.
Do you think those are you really think they're 3 of the best 25 teams in the country?
I think they're up there.
So I think I'm not going to say that
think-
slur, but that is very boneheaded of you to think that 3 G5 teams, let alone one of these teams, is the best 25 teams in the country.
Give me teams that you would think would beat them.
Tennessee. That's not even it's not.
It depends on the game they play. It depends on the game that they play against them.
It is a G5 football team. I promise you, we're just going to handle business.
That's why we play the games, CJ. That's why we play the games.
I mean, that can't be an answer to everything. Yes, that is why we play the games. Yes, this is why we play football. It's why sports are a thing.
But I do think that these are
realistic.
the 3 best Group of 5 teams. I think that they have all played. If you look at them, if you watch them, they've all played really well. I think
Against who? Against who?
It's not their fault. It's not their fault that they play in the Group of 5, and the college football playoff gives them the spot.
State's fault. They play in the Big Ten. So we can't just pick and choose who we want to give their flowers to based off of who they play. They're playing you, Cooper. They're playing UNC Charlotte, the campus we're at right now. We're giving them flowers in the top 25 like it's sunshine and rainbows. What are we doing?
These are my rankings. Anyway. Iowa at 22. Like I said, I don't think they should have been dropped out of the top 25 if you look at it, they played Indiana really close. Up to the Penn State game, they played them the closest. Iowa State at the time was a top 20 team. And then Oregon, obviously, they played them really close. And so I think Iowa should still be here. I think they've looked better as the season has gone on, as opposed to some other teams who I think have gotten worse as the season's gone on, who might be 6-3 and 7-2. I think Cincinnati, was a team that I considered. Tennessee as well, but I think Iowa's probably going to be the best out of those kind of teams on the bubble. I think right now, I think none of those teams are going to make the playoffs, but I think Iowa should get at least some of the credit. So Pitt, I have at 21. I've jumped them into the top 25. I think Mason Heinschel is looking really good. I think if you look, they started the season 1-2, and they've gone on a 6-game win, or 2-2, I think, and they've gone on a 5-game winning streak. Mason Heinschel was put in after those 2 losses, and since then, really, you can look at this Pitt team as 5-0. Obviously, they haven't played that great competition, but I do think you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think if you watch how they play, their offense looks really good. This isn't the Pitt team that we thought it was. Desmond Reed hasn't got a lot of carries, but he's still in their back pocket. So I think it's going to be a struggle against Notre Dame this week, but I do think if they win, they're in the driver's seat of the ACC, I feel like, for even an at-large bid. So we'll see. But Louisville, this is the one I got to take on the chin. I had them in my top 10. I had them at 10, and they lost last week. So Obviously, now that they have the same amount of losses as Virginia, I got to put them below Virginia.
Not because they lost to Virginia.
No, not because they lost to Virginia, but because now they're the same amount of losses, and they kind of prove that they're not as good as I thought they were. So, that's how I kind of rank them now. I thought as the season went on, they looked better than Virginia, but obviously not really. And then Virginia, I have them at 19, and you want to know why? Because I had already ranked them where I thought they were. And that Wake Forest game did not prove anything to me that I did not already know about this Virginia team. They're 8-2. If they lose another one, they're out of my rankings. But for right now, I think, and you got to kind of take into account that they did lose with a backup quarterback. So I think once Chandler Morris gets back out there, they're going to be a little bit better than they were against Wake Forest. So I'll have them at 19, just above Louisville. But these two teams, Louisville and Virginia, they're on thin ice, and they could be thrown out of the top 25 in any moment. So you better be careful. USC
Cincinnati
at 18
should also be above these two G5 teams.
We'll see. Maybe next week you'll get your wish. 18 USC. I think Jordan Maeva, they've had two decent losses, Minnesota and Notre Dame. I think right now this is the spot for them. They haven't really done a whole lot to prove me otherwise right now, but I think this is a decent ranking for them. 17, I have Miami. I think if you have watched them play, they shouldn't be put up. They've looked worse as the season's gone on. They did have an impressive showing against Syracuse, but I don't know if you've known this, but Syracuse is dog water. So I do think that Miami should be at 17. I think this is the appropriate ranking. I think they have a couple games coming up against Pitt. I think let's look at their schedule, actually. This is going to be – let me look at their schedule. I think it's definitely something where as the season ends they can improve their ranking, but right now I think Miami is at 17. 16, Michigan. I think Michigan's the best of the second tier of Big Ten teams. They have a big game against Ohio State, and I think that if they keep on winning and then they beat Ohio State, they're right there in the playoff. So Georgia Tech I have at 15. I had them a little lower last week. This week I think I just have them here still based off of Haynes King and what he can do. I think Haynes King is top 5 quarterback in the country. The rest of the team's questionable. But for right now, 15 is where I have them. I think they could definitely beat any of the ACC teams right now. I think so. If you look at it, and I think overall, I think they are still a pretty strong team, even though as the weeks have gone on, they've gotten deplenished. Vanderbilt at 14. Kind of like I said, Vanderbilt. They still have some decent wins, and they've looked okay. But as the season's gone on, they're starting to look a little worse. But they do have a prove-it game in a couple weeks against Tennessee. So we'll see from them. Utah has looked very strong. They are the third best Big 12 team. I think they can definitely – they have a couple other prove-it games, I feel like. And so watch out for them for an at-large bid. If everything goes the Big 12's way, the Big 12 could have 3 teams in the playoff. So that's something that's going to be very interesting as the season goes on. In a preseason where we thought the Big 12 was only going to be a one-bid league. So that's interesting. Right here, I kind of switched it up. I believe I had Oklahoma ahead of Texas last week. So I kind of switched that up, made sure Texas was above Oklahoma. Just because I feel like this is a big prove-it week, and kind of revised my thinking on it. I do think Texas beating Oklahoma should still have merit, and I still think Oklahoma doesn't look good enough. And I really had them above Texas just because of the Tennessee win, but I don't really think that was of their own accord. I feel like that win, even though they did win. I mean, I think Tennessee did a lot of things that lost them that game. So I think Texas being over Oklahoma is proper, but Texas is on thin ice as well. They got 2 big games against Texas or against Georgia and Texas A&M.
Texas says.
Yeah.
How? Am I muted? Oh,
No.
No. Okay. How? You say that Oklahoma was ranked above Texas because of their win versus Tennessee, correct?
I had them
No,
I had them ahead of that.
Is that correct?
I mean, I would say, yeah.
Okay. So that means we're a really good team then. So how are we out of the rankings and below 3 G5 teams? I'm just kind of confuzzled.
I mean, I would say here's what I will say to that. I think I would have had them ranked 2 weeks ago. I think their loss to Oklahoma kind of like if you listen to what I said, I think most of what they lost, the reason they won against Tennessee was because of what Tennessee did to themselves. And I'm looking at them.
So since it's self-inflicted, should that not be more of us like to be inclined in the rankings?
No, that's how y'all play on the field.
Self-inflicted wounds. We obviously
Yes.
dominated the other team, but we just couldn't finish our drive.
Y'all didn't
really
finish
good
anything the
teams
entire
lose to
game.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Y'all had one big chunk play, y'all, and then half of
But regardless,
y'all's points came in the last 5 minutes.
Oklahoma deserved to be in front of Texas, another playoff contender.
I just retracted that
win
statement.
versus us. Now we're out of the rankings.
I'd put Texas ahead of Oklahoma.
But you just said, for that reason, Oklahoma was ahead of Texas. So we're not in the rankings this week or last week.
I
So
retracted
we should
that
be here
statement.
one of those weeks at least.
I fixed it. I put Oklahoma behind Texas. And
Well, I'm saying, like, we should still be in the rankings regardless.
no, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Not in my rankings.
But 3 G5 teams should be in these rankings. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
like that is absolutely idiotic. That is blasphemy.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Do you think Tennessee should be in the top 25
We obviously
of the
are.
college football play? But do you think so? Looking at what you've done all year, no.
I'd say it's kind of a stretch.
No. Yes,
No.
it's a stretch.
I'd say it's kind of a stretch, but I get our case for being in the college football. I mean, in the AP 25.
I don't think
There's only one G5 team that maybe should be in this rankings. It's USF.
I think North Texas and James Madison have better cases than Tennessee does.
How? Explain
because of
how.
the way that they have played. They have
Against
beaten.
who, Cooper?
Oh my gosh! Even against the teams that y'all have played that are bad, y'all have struggled against them.
And they would still whoop these G5 teams.
Arkansas lost to Memphis.
Okay, and
then we can play this whole game of
hypotheticals. That is such an outlier.
It's not an outlier. The game happened.
It's happened one time. That's what outlier means. It's happened once. That is an outlier.
Mississippi State, y'all beaten overtime.
3. I could argue 1, but 3 is crazy. Especially James Madison. I don't even know if we're going to crack the top 40
have you watched the James Madison game all year? James Madison is good.
Next segment. James Madison is good.
Yes, they are. Have you watched the game? You have not watched the game, so shut up. James Madison is good. Yes.
James Madison is good.
Yes.
James Madison might lose to Virginia. They're in-state rival.
Are you serious?
I'm dead us.
Every single game.
Tennessee,
the only team they have lost to is Louisville. They lost to them by 14 points in the beginning of the year, and they have only improved throughout the season.
Against who? They've only improved because they've been playing nobody.
Not their. I mean,
we said the same thing about Notre Dame improving throughout the entire season, and you said, who have they played? Who has James Madison played throughout the entire season since they've improved?
They've played.
Like,
It's
it's
not
just
their
these
fault.
double standards.
It's not double standards.
Can't be
Watch them.
biased towards
Watch
the underdog
them.
just 'cause
Watch
but
them.
We can't have sympathy in these rankings. This is just sympathy.
It's not sympathy.
These are sympathy rankings.
I believe James Madison's a fringe top 25 team.
So you believe that Notre Dame hasn't got better throughout the season because they haven't played anybody, but you won't say the same for James Madison.
I've said they've gotten better throughout the season, but it's tough to
And you
judge.
said,
I
who have they
have
played?
James Madison at 25 because I don't know how good they are compared to other teams, but I have them at 25 because
So
of
you
what they've
put them
done
in
on
the
field.
rankings not knowing how good they are.
We
Next
don't know how
segment,
good
dude.
Notre Dame is. We don't know how good
Go to the top five. Go to the top five.
We don't know how good Notre Dame is, and we have them at 9.
Because they're a Power 5 football team who have played
They're not
close
Power
games
5.
with
They're
2 ranked
independent,
opponents.
idiot. They're independent, idiot.
Sorry. Power
independent,
4. And they're
idiot.
independent.
They're independent. Get your
But they're
facts
still
straight,
Power
CJ.
4. They are still Power 4.
They're not
When
Power
anybody-
4. They're
Yes,
independent.
they are. When anybody
They are
comes to Notre Dame and
independent.
say a Power 4
They are
school, I would
independent.
know.
They are not in one
I
of the
would
4
know
power
because I
teams
taught the Notre
or
Dame,
power
and they
conferences.
consider themselves a Power 4 school. So there, argument is done.
And all they
They're a
play
Power
is
4
ACC
school.
teams. And
They
the
are
one
a Power
SEC
4
team they
school.
played, they lost to.
I've been
I
recruited
don't
by
want to
Notre
hear
Dame,
it.
so therefore
I don't want to
they
hear
call
it.
themselves a Power 4 school. Argument is over there. Because I know personally.
They don't go. Okay. So if James Madison
Cooper.
calls himself a Power
So what
5
would you
team,
consider them?
they're a
then?
Power 5 team. Independent. They're
They
independent.
play a Power 4
James
schedule. They are
Madison is
Power
a
4
fringe
team.
top 25.
What are they
team.
in any other
They
sport,
have,
Cooper?
they have been.
What are they in any other sport?
What?
What are they in any other sport? They play an ACC
We're talking
schedule.
about football, CJ. We're talking about football.
Yes, the school
We're talking
is
about
Power
football.
4. The school is Power 4.
They're not Power.
but
They're
they are
independent. They are independent.
You're like, your argument is so stupid. They play a Power 4 schedule. They get Power 4 recruiting. They get Power 4 money. They are top 10 richest school in the country because they are Power 4. They are labeled as
But they are not Power 4. They're independent.
whatever you want to say. You saying they haven't gotten better because of who they've played, but you have the argument that James Madison has been dominating the Charlotte 49ers?
Okay, you want to go over – let's go over Notre Dame's schedule.
Let's go over JMU's schedule.
Notre Dame or
Sissies,
schedule's
liberal,
bad.
all of it. Like I mean, like, dude, we're like they are playing absolutely nobody. They're playing the
Purdue,
blind deaf school of the
Arkansas,
arts.
Boise State, NC State, USC, Boston College, and Navy.
Boo hoo, Boston College?
I'm talking about Notre Dame.
Yeah.
25 to 10.
That was your poll? You want to just cherry pick all these games? Look at JMU's schedule.
I mean, it's not great, but they have beaten
no.
every single team, and they have beaten them. No, it's not good.
And not great is literally being so generous that they play in the G5. They're playing nobodies. And they are nobodies, quite frankly.
Oh, my God. They have played pretty – I mean, they've played pretty good.
No,
you look at – okay.
You can't stay here. No, you can't.
Liberty 31-13. Georgia Southern 35-10. Georgia State at Georgia State 14-7. Louisiana 24-14. Old Dominion 63-27. Texas State 52-20. Marshall 35-23. Throughout
and
the
these
season,
teams are notoriously bad.
Oh my God, Old Dominion was in the playoff conversation.
Georgia Southern isn't good. Yeah, Old Dominion was not in the playoff conversation.
They were. What
when week 0?
They were in the week 5, week 6. Look at it.
Week 6. We were in the playoff conversation week 6. Like, what? And you're pissing on us now. Like, we have to have some type of relevancy when you have to have some type of baseline when you're talking about all of these teams. You can't just sit here and cherry pick for each team.
All I'm saying is that James Madison,
BS.
If James Madison played in the ACC, they'd be top 15 because they would be 8-1 right now, and everybody would be like, okay, they're not too bad.
So not only is that blasphemy, but you're
just admitting blasphemy.
ACC is terrible.
I had them ranked as my worst Power 4 team or conference.
You were trying to compare them to the SEC.
No, I was not.
Was he not, Trent? Was he not, Trent?
I was criticizing your argument.
Was he not trying to? Was he not? Like, this is terrible.
I'm not in this argument.
I think you're muted still.
I'm not in this argument. What argument? What?
I was lagging.
Because Trent knows that you don't watch ball, CJ.
I know the most ball here, and I actually lived ball. Like, I lived the recruiting process.
Oh, he lived the recruiting process.
That is a huge part of knowing about these schools, Cooper.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? Like, that's not the most true thing I've ever.
Okay.
Yes, someone who put 3 G5 teams and put JMU in the top 25 knows ball. That is, like,
oh my God.
heinous.
Oh my
That is
God.
a heinous
You act
crime.
like that's that's not. That's not.
Yes, it is. You had Memphis at 16 last week. I know ball, guys. I know ball. Yes, but you know ball.
Memphis might have been my bad, but
might have been. You were standing 10 toes on that last week. He was defending it with his life. I wish you were on the podcast last week. He was standing 10 toes on that.
I can't look into the future.
I can't either, but I know common sense.
Hey, you're gonna be really mad when James Madison wins the national championship. And if that happens,
Nobody's
you're
going
gonna
to
eat your words.
Nobody would bet on it.
Anyway, we haven't even gone over the top 10 yet. I'll be quick because we have spent way too much time on CJ's buffoonery.
Yes.
BYU 10, Notre Dame 9,
teams.
Oregon 8. They move up because they beat Iowa, and I feel like that's decent. Texas Tech 7. I don't have them over Ole Miss, but I have them right there with them. And then the top 5 stays the same, except I put Indiana below Ohio State. Kind of what we talked about before. What are y'all talking about? Y'all can't mute. I don't like this bad mouth in here. Unmute your microphones.
Oh, God.
I don't like this talking behind my back now.
Tell him what we said, or not what we said, but tell him we'll talk later.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny.
Tell him after.
All I'm saying is James Madison is whooping Tennessee.
We weren't even talking about that, but that's just L rage bait. Like no one's interacting with that because like not one of those 3 G5 teams is beating them. And I
why we play the games,
look at James
DJ.
Madison. James Madison might not even be in the top 40 of the rankings.
I watched this little show.
Cooper
I watched
knows
this little
better
show
than
called.
anybody working the
I
college
watched
football
this little show called. You wanna ask Josh Pate who is the top power rated Group of 5 team?
Power, by the way.
Power rated. It's James Madison. It's James Madison.
I'm about to say, yeah, we are 11 in the power rankings.
Yeah, well,
And
the
he
power
literally,
rankings.
he sent that to our group chat this morning, and he was like, "Dude, this is crazy. This is so bad." Did
But
you not?
out of everybody in the Group of 5.
No. Did you not do that?
But it's crazy though. I think I don't know. I think James Madison's a good team though.
Anybody watching this show,
I'm standing on.
Take Cooper's opinion with a grain of salt. He is wrong, as you saw last week.
I was starting to like you, Austin. And
Thank you, Austin.
Now I don't know.
Thank you, Austin. Austin has common sense.
Austin.
Thank you,
I'll
Austin.
give you a follow on Instagram, buddy.
No. All right, let's go and let's make our picks for this week. This has been a fun one, but we are going to now make our picks for this week. This is a pretty good week picks-wise. Trent, obviously, he picked one game and then did not pick the rest of them. So he was 1-0 this week. But other than that, I was 8-4. CJ was 9-3. That brings our total. Let me go. All right, that brings our total win-loss rankings. I am technically leading 91-53 to CJ's 90-54. And then Trent, he's missed out on a couple. He's 78-43. We'll have to tally up the win totals and look at the win percentages and all that at the end of the year. But right now we have everybody looking at it here. We've got 12 games to go over this week. We will start off with a game that I will be watching. I wish I was at. But we'll start it out. Clemson at Louisville. Who do we got here? Trent, who do you got?
Louisville.
Louisville,
Yeah.
no questions.
Austin, say your picks too.
Austin, who you got?
Austin, don't make me mad. Don't make me mad.
Austin, just pick the smart pick.
I'm gonna pick Clemson here. I can't pick against my boys. But every single time I pick them, Austin! Woo! Austin! You're starting to get on my good side again, Austin. You're starting to get on my good side again, Austin.
Austin just laid in his bed typing this, and we're getting rowdy for it.
I got Clemson. I think maybe upset potential. This is a trap game for Louisville after they already lost to California. But if I'm being honest, I think every single time
This is not a trap game.
I think if every single time I've picked Clemson, they've lost. But I can't pick against them. So I'm going to pick Clemson here. And hopefully this time they win. We'll see. Next up, another Friday game, Minnesota at Oregon. Who do you got here, CJ?
Just give me Oregon.
Trey, who you got?
Oregon.
I will pick Oregon as well.
Yeah, I know. Cooper had to
And
get his
Austin-
win back.
Good pick, Austin.
I believe
And good pick, Austin. Good pick, Austin. All right. Next up, South Carolina at Texas A&M University.
SAMU.
Okay. You're not thinking trap game here? You don't think they're looking forward to Texas?
So you're saying at Texas A&M, it's going to be a trap game.
I don't know.
Looking forward to Texas.
Okay, Austin. Okay, I'll
It's
pick
like
with
2
you.
weeks away.
Yeah, I'd say like college football is still college football. It's still the SEC.
Yeah, I got Texas A&M.
I'm sure any head coach in America that will coach at the SEC
I'm
school,
just
they would be
saying.
like, we're not going to look ahead to our bigger
Just in
opponent.
case.
in 2 weeks, though.
Yeah.
That ain't even next
Yeah,
week. That's in
like,
2 weeks.
we're not going to look ahead.
I mean, just in case the upset happens, we could say that we maybe predicted it. But okay, whatever. Texas A&M's going to win. Big game here. College game days here. Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. CJ, who do you got?
I've been showing Notre Dame a little bit of love this show, so I'm not really big on Notre Dame, but I like Notre Dame in this game. So give me Notre Dame.
Okay.
CJ Carr for 300
Trent,
plus.
Trent, who do you got here?
What time's the kickoff?
12 o'clock at Pitt.
Okay, yeah, Notre Dame.
Austin picks Notre Dame as well. Not so fast, my friend. Pitt at home, college game day. I think this is a prove-it game for both teams. And really, frankly, the only reason I'm picking it is because CJ and Trent both picked Notre Dame. But I'm just picking
Austin goes Notre Dame as well.
Yep. But I do think this is a prove-it game for both teams. I think Notre Dame has something to prove. Pittsburgh has something to prove. It's going to be a great game. And whoever wins. But I think Pitt maybe has a shot. We'll see.
On paper, USF versus Navy is our closest game. It's
yeah, USF at Navy. Navy has fallen off a cliff the last 2 weeks. They just got handed to by Notre Dame, and then they lost to North Texas 2 weeks ago. But a big game still in the American for rankings-wise because Navy only has one conference loss. Trent, who do you got here?
I'm going USF. I don't think Navy's very good.
Yeah. I agree with you. CJ, who you got?
You know me. I like Byron Brown, so
Yep.
USF.
And good pick, Austin.
Shout out Austin.
Good pick. Smart.
Shout out Austin.
You watch ball. You watch ball unlike CJ.
I watched probably the most ball here. I can't lie.
How much ball you watched last weekend?
0 because I was watching ball in person.
Yeah, and what ball was that?
Barton, who's probably better than
Okay.
UNC Charlotte. I can't lie. I could go out in UNC Charlotte and play with no pads on, and I wholeheartedly believe that. And you attend this school.
You're right on that. I'm not
watched
gonna lie.
countless hours of ball.
Oklahoma at Alabama. Big game here. Possibly game of the week but Texas and Georgia's right there too. Two big SEC games. This is the first one of them. Trent, who you got?
Alabama gets their get back.
Mm-hmm. Good pick. I agree. CJ, who you got?
I'm just gonna go Alabama. I think
Alabama's hot.
I think John Mateer playing that well might have just honestly been a fluke.
Austin agrees. Smart. I don't think Alabama struggles for the third week in a row. They struggled against LSU too, 20-9. Weird game. I don't think they do it 3 weeks in a row. I think they take care of business. Next up, NC State at Miami. This is a trap game. NC State, sneaky good ball club. They've beaten Virginia. They've beaten Georgia Tech. Could they take down another ACC giant? Trent, who do you got?
Just because it's at Miami, I'm going Miami. But if it was at NC State, I'd go NC State.
Hold on now. Y'all got to remember, the Hard Rock is 40 minutes away from campus. It doesn't get rocking like it should.
It doesn't.
And
Honestly, it doesn't even fill up
50% games. NC State will never handle business. Like if they're playing a bad team, they're going to play down. If they're playing a great team, they're going to play up. So, and just because they upset Georgia Tech last week, I think now Miami has to really take them serious. So I'm just going to pick Miami.
Austin agrees with you, and I agree with you too. I think Miami, hopefully, we all agree again. We all agree here. We'll put it up for Austin. Okay. Next game we have up is Iowa at USC. Sneaky game right here. This is a ranked matchup. Iowa at USC. Who do you got, Trent?
I am going USC. I think USC is going to finish either 9-3 and 10-2.
Okay. I disagree with you. I think Iowa is going to, or no, I just put your name in there for. I do think Iowa is going to make USC play their type of ball. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I do think at the end of the day, Iowa's going to maybe pull one out here. Who do you got, CJ?
I think, like you just said, if Iowa makes USC play their brand of football and also just win the time of possession game, I think this could be a great game for Iowa. Give me Iowa.
Austin, I love that pick, brother.
Austin, you do not know ball, brother. I'm sorry. You just that's a bad pick.
Hey.
That's a good pick.
Bad
you know
pick.
ball. That game could go-
Bad pick,
Hey,
Austin.
Saturday, come back right here. We'll see.
That game could go either way, Austin. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, Austin, I just kind of got him mad there. You might be right, but I don't know. We'll see. Next game we have. This is a sneaky game here for playoff implications. University of Virginia at Duke. Trent, who do you got here?
Duke.
Give me Duke as well.
Give me Duke.
Freaking Duke.
Give me Duke.
8-4.
Give me Duke.
Duke is going 8-4, winning the ACC, going to the playoff, and getting cattywampus by somebody.
Shout out Ian Fonjman. Give me Duke, Blue Devils.
Austin, don't let us down here. Don't let us down. Yes, Austin.
Yes.
Austin, great pick. Great pick. You know ball. UCLA at Ohio State.
We don't need to talk about this.
Yeah, this is just here to
Nico
fill
is
out
going to
the
get his
games.
helmet broken again.
Yeah, I'd like to see Nico throw 5 picks this game.
Austin, you go upset pick here? Oh, go Bucks. Okay, Austin. All right.
Nico's gonna have flashbacks walking into that stadium.
Oh yeah. It is
This
not
is
near
a
North anymore.
this is a returning home game possibly.
Hey, we took over Google Maps for a little bit though.
We had our days of fame until
You had 5 minutes, and then after those 5 minutes, it was, as the kids would say, BTA.
If we had Joey last year, I think that goes different.
Y'all weren't beating Ohio State. Yeah, I don't think anybody was.
Nah, that was a reach.
TCU
Except for
at
Michigan.
BYU. Except for Michigan. Except for Michigan.
Hey, Austin, don't leave. We're joking.
We're joking, Austin.
TCU at BYU. TCU at BYU. Trent, who do you got here?
BYU.
Yeah, give me BYU too. Get back, week.
I want to see what Austin says. BYU. Austin.
Hey, Brigham
Not
Young
so-
University.
Not so fast, Austin. I'm going TCU. The Horned Frogs. I think BYU is going to be down in the dumps after their big game loss, and I think TCU is going to come in there. Don't forget.
Down in the dumps. Like this
Don't
isn't
forget,
grown men
Josh-
playing football.
Josh Hoover is going to take over this game, and I think it's going to be an upset. And I think I'm going to be right here because I've never been wrong.
Do you
on the
think
show
Bear?
before.
So basically, what you're saying is Bear was soaking this weekend or something.
Austin,
That's
I don't know
insane.
How, Austin, I don't know how old you are, but don't look up soaking.
Wow. Yeah, I think you saying they're gonna be down in the dumps is kind of crazy because.
Well, I'm just saying,
and they're grown men.
they're Mormons too. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that is true. So all my Christians out there, Mormonism is not real.
Austin a little late, but yeah, they'll beat Michigan. I don't know. Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Final game of the slate: Texas at Georgia. Big game for Texas. Georgia, honestly, they could lose this one. But what do we think here? Texas or Georgia?
wins by like 14.
That's a good analogy. Georgia wins by at least one score.
Georgia. See what Austin says. Oh, go. Get after
Georgia.
I got
Play
Georgia
the
as
clip,
well.
Cooper. Play the clip.
Hold on. We got, I don't know how to pull it up, but
You too.
we have a parting clip for you. Get after it. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Can I share the screen here? This is on TikTok. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Don't leave, Austin. All right. Hold on. Can y'all hear it?
Huh?
Oh, wait.
See you?
We can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything?
We can't hear or see anything. Thank you, Austin.
Looks like
Can y'all,
Austin said.
okay.
intensity.
Can y'all hear it?
Razzle dazzle.
No.
The
All right.
flush from
Well,
I can hear it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I heard it.
Play it again, Cooper.
Oh, hold on. Austin, don't leave. This one's good.
What else can I say?
He said, seriously, great show, guys. Keep it up.
Appreciate you,
Hold
Austin.
on.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
Austin.
it.
Thank you, Austin. We appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
outfield. Look
Hold on.
to group
Can y'all hear it?
running backs in the land. Flea flicker to get the night started. Downfield looking
Was this
for
the get the frick after it?
and guess which dogs are barking first?
Okay.
Get after it.
Get after it.
Looks like
Classic.
All right. Anyway, that'll do us. Thank you for the compliment, Austin. Stop. Buy me dinner first. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, it means a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to like, comment. Go check out our latest video, Ohio State's Loudest Moments. We'll make sure, hopefully by the next live show, we'll have another video posted, Loudest Moments video. Make sure to go look at our TikTok, our Instagram. Those are where you're going to see updates for the live shows because we sometimes have them on Wednesdays, sometimes have them on Thursday. But those are CFB Corner. Go make sure to look up those. But thank you guys. We're getting a lot of engagement the last couple of days. Thank you for that. Anything else to add, CJ or Trent?
Thanks to all the viewers. We appreciate it. It's always fun.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.